What is up, Lone Peak High for middle school? Vera Grabo here, and to my left is...
Angel Maine. Welcome back to the Bighorn Breakdown.
This month, we are checking up on everything going on in the school, some fun winter activities, and wishing everyone a very happy holiday season.
Yes, it is finally exciting to talk about the holidays because there's snow on the ground.
Yeah, thank goodness. Looks like we won't be having a tropical winter anymore.
Well, let's get right into it.
Agreed. First, let's see what some very talented elementary schoolers are up to.
This month for our Oprah Elementary segment, we're going to be exploring our adventures of a wolf, as portrayed by the bronze statue. The statue will be installed in the town center by the Big Sky Arts Council. Although we do not have a replica here with us today, you can check out everything on Explore Big Sky's recent article about the artwork.
The 4th grade class worked very hard on their poems and prose, which led to many tales that I'm excited to hear. We have 2 very bright 4th graders sharing their stories with us today, Ada and Levon.
Once upon a time, there lived a wolf in a cave. One day, his mother had to go out and get food for him, and his other cub friends stayed in the cave. Well, the mothers and fathers went and hunted for food, so the wolves stayed with his friends, and all the mothers and fathers left, and they never came back. Slowly and slowly, the cubs grew up, and they were living their life, and then one of his friends, George, came back, and he said, "Come with me. I have to show you something." So the wolf and his friend George were walking along, and they heard something. So they started running and running and running, and they didn't stop. They kept going, and eventually they had to stop and rest. They thought they had lost the big creature, so they stopped and they set up next to a nice tree. And they decided, well, it's getting late. I think we should go to bed. And so they slept. The next morning, they picked up everything and said, let's keep going on the way. After that, he could not find his friend, George. And then he found some wheels and a walking stick. And so he picked them up and he rode on. He went far, and then he was attacked, and no one ever saw him again. And we will remember him, and we will put him up in Big Sky, Montana. The end.
Wolf or stone. Hello, my name is Ashley Allo, and I'm a wolf. This is why I'm called the wolf. That's what my friends call me. It's not bad according to the wolf history. See, it's a name I earned. Let me tell you the story. First, when I was born, my parents were killed by a wolf named Wolfamore, and I was left with nothing but myself and my energy. I ran as fast as I could, running from Wolfamore. Faster and faster until I beat Wolfamore, and I wondered, how did I do that? He was defeated, and he gave me nothing but a scar shaped like a wolf. It hurt, but it was not that bad. And that's pretty much why. I had a hard time. Then I was taken to a place where my grandparents were and lived there in misery until 11. I was accepted at a place called Wolfwarts.
Thank you, Ada and Levon. Those stories were wonderful, and I know we can't wait to see the new sculpture.
Mr. Gans was especially proud of his class for working on a new writing style and making such a strong connection with the community and Montana artists.
Now let's take a look at what this year's basketball season has looked like.
Great idea. The girls and boys teams have been crushing it.
Yeah, draining threes, slam dunking, the usual.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's go to Samantha for the sports update.
Hey, LPHS, I'm Samantha Ayers, your always informational sports expert. I have quite the update for y'all today. Let's get started off with the basketball teams. They have kicked off their season with an amazing record. Games against Shield Valley, Gardner, and Conrad, as well as Park City. The varsity Lady Bighorns have played 4 games and have a record of 2-2. The boys varsity have a record of 3 wins to 1 loss. Amazing job to varsity players. Y'all are crushing the competition. We do have an interview with Mr. Hannes, and I hope the rest of your day is a slam dunk. LPHS students, I'm here with Coach Hannes, our athletic director. Mr. Hannes, how have you been feeling about our season this far?
Well, first of all, Sammy, it's an honor to be a part of the newscast this week. We are feeling really good. We've had some great new experiences. We went up to Shoto and played teams like Conrad and Park City, programs we've never faced before, and we've had some great success. The boys are 3-1, the girls are 2-2, and they've all been pretty darn competitive games. So I think there's some really good things coming down the pipeline for the basketball programs.
Yeah, and then what game are you most looking forward to seeing this season?
That is an outstanding question. I think it is exciting because we have a whole new district full of Class B opponents. That being said, I think I'm going to pick one of the old classics. I'm pretty excited for us to clash against Ennis this year.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I believe that's on the 7th.
I believe so.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samantha.
Yeah, not only is Sam the best sports reporter, she is a top-notch manager, keeping everyone on track.
True. So now for a little comedic relief from very serious news.
We have an LPHS fave brought to you by our very own Coulter and Ulick.
Regular time.
Introduce it.
Wait, you gotta be in the intro too.
Yo, what's up? We're doing a shooting contest today with Yep. Tiebreaker.
First letter to pig. First letter to pig. May the best pig win.
This dude perfect, bro.
Boys, and the winner is Cash.
Hey, yeah, you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you suck.
You suck. And one.
Thank you guys, and as always, very informational
Very entertaining.
and basically awesome.
Have you noticed how icy and dangerous the roads have been lately?
Yes, I'm always slipping and sliding around.
Well, maybe you're just a bad driver.
Hey,
Or maybe you just need some good driving advice.
yeah, that's it.
Good thing we have a very informational winter driving PSA.
Yes, thank goodness. Woods, to you.
Jess, I'm Woods with your Bighorn Breakdown. And as some of you may have noticed, we have a little bit of snow now finally. For some of you, is your first year with your license and your first win with your license. So I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks on how you can not crash. So the first thing you should do when you realize there are some snowy conditions outside is clear off your car from the front and the back. It is very important to clear off the entire car so when you're going fast that you don't have snow blowing off and distracting other drivers. Here's a great example of how you should do that. It is also important that in these wintry conditions, such as like low visibility like it is right now, that you have your daytime running brights on and maybe your fog lights on. And some of you may not know how to turn those on, so look at your left lever right here and turn it into the auto or the daytime bright position. And if you want your fog lights, it's this one with the weird little swiggly diggly on it. It's also important that on your way to school that you're not riding anybody's cartouche. And because if you are, people don't like that. And if they have to stop, you might slide into them if you have to hit your brakes pretty hard. Here's a really good example of what not to do. It's also good to be careful walking into school because you could slip and fall. And here's an example of someone slipping and falling in icy conditions.
Thanks, Woods. It's a great reminder to stay safe and drive slow.
Speaking of the winter season, we are going to check out an awesome promotional video that the Wonpac has made for this year.
After that sick promo vid, I know I'll be attending the shows.
Yes, and you all should too.
And now with a high energy and fun segment, here's the wonderful Abby Meredith with
Bighorn Trivia.
Good day, miners and bighorns. Back with surprising approval from my agent. This is Abby Meredith, ready for another month's worth of trivia. Here we have the wonderful Mr. Harder, who was unfortunately not voted most likely to succeed. However, he was voted most likely to spontaneously break into dance. Exactly. And this is Greta McLean, who once got last place in 6th grade spelling bee. She also, miraculously, has never been injured in her whole life. You know, not many kids can say that. Well, on with the show. This month's theme is the Big Sky Resort, who just opened this past Thanksgiving Day, thanks to the modern marvel of artificial snow. You know, they're having their 50th anniversary this year. That's about 2.7 times the amount I've been alive, which is a little bit. They opened in 1973, and they continue to serve skiers and snowboarders locally and from around the world with a vast span of skiable terrain. Speaking of which, that leads us into our first question. Are you contestants ready?
Absolutely.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Your first question is as follows. How many skiable acres are in the Big Sky Resort? You have 4 options. It's multiple choice. I think Mr. Harder got it. What's your answer?
6,850.
All right. Vera. Greta McLean, what's your answer?
I have to one up him. I'll go with 7,850.
Oh, actually, you're both incorrect. The answer is 5,850 acres. That acreage has been constantly expanding year by year as more and more of our forests are opened up for the pleasure of skiing. Maybe eventually we'll get to those numbers, but as of yet, we're not quite there. Well, I'm glad that... Well, no, I'm not glad. None of you got it right. That was my original thing.
Whoever was closest.
Whoever was closest. You were closest. I don't know if that'll count as a half point. Maybe. Well, we'll get into our second question. Who founded the Big Sky Resort? Mr. Harder.
Jeremy Harder.
Jeremy Harder. Miss Greta McLean, what's your answer?
David Berkeley.
David Berkeley. Unfortunately, again, you're both incorrect. Actually, the Big Sky Resort was founded by Chet Huntley, who famously appeared on the Chet Huntley the Huntley Berkeley show, which he co-hosted with David Berkeley. So you got something there, Saul.
It's David Brinkley.
I think.
Brinkley? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oops.
So do I get a half point? I was close.
I think you both have a half point, which gets us tied. That leads us into our final question. How many pieced ratings does the Big Sky Resort use? Now, I know. You heard the word pieced and immediately had no idea what I was talking about. But I know you know what a pieced is. They might look like this green circle, or this blue square, or this diamond, or this orange thing. Mr. Harder, what's your answer?
Blue.
No.
It's multiple choice, Mr. Harder.
Let's go with my favorite number, 7.
All right, 7. Miss McLean, what's your answer?
I think 6.
6. Mr. Harder, you're actually correct. There are 7 pieced ratings. This year, they introduced a new pieced rating of double blue. You're correct. So now we have 7. We have beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert terrain, high exposure, and terrain park. On our next slide, for your viewing convenience, feel free to pause the video later and take a good look at it, but I have compiled every single run that has been recategorized into either intermediate or advanced intermediate. Some of these include Blue Moon, Black and Blue, or Crazy Horse as part of intermediate, or perhaps Calamity Jane, Elk Park Meadows, or Pomp as a part of advanced intermediate. Well, Mr. Harder, that wins you another Bighorn Trivia. Thank you, my wonderful contestants, for participating. I appreciate your participation. And back to you, Vera and Aiden.
Thank you, Abby and participants.
Yeah, these trivia skills are slowly beginning to improve.
Hopefully those resort-themed questions gets everyone excited for the holiday season.
I know, I'm excited.
Speaking of the holiday and winter season, let's check out what the months and weeks to come weather looks like.
Meteorologist Woods, to you.
I'm Woods with your high school weather. This week it's gonna be looking cold. High is gonna be in the low 30s, and our low is gonna be in the low 20 and high teens. And it's gonna be sunny and partly cloudy.
Thank you, Woods, and happy holidays, LPHS.
For me as well. All right, everyone. I am Vera Graybo.
And I'm Aiden Germain.
And we'll
catch you next time on
the Bighorn Breakdown.